What's up, y'all? Welcome to Flames Reaction Channel. Now, today's video, I'm getting ready to react The Punisher, Big Pun. So, with that being said, make sure you hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. And with that being said, let's go ahead and check out some of the best moments of Big Pun and in hip hop.
He has been married for 9 years, and despite what his lyrics say, he is still a player.
Latinos are just nasty anyway, you know what I mean?
Before Big Pun would drop his epic track,
I'm not a player, I just crush a lot.
or the radio version,
I'm not a player, I just crush a lot.
before Big Punisher would team up with other artists including Fat Joe, Jennifer Lopez, and Busta Rhymes. Before Big Pun broke sales records, becoming the first solo Latino performer to ever go platinum in hip-hop. Before Big Pun struggled with weight gain, had him ballooning up to almost 700 pounds, after at one time he weighed only 180. Before Big Pun would collapse in front of his family in a New York hotel and pass away from his obesity, sadly at the age of just 28. Born in the Bronx and raised by Puerto Rican parents who suffered from drug abuse, while young Christopher Lee Rios, he would move out of his home and become a homeless at the age of 15. He also dropped out of high school. Now, the man had developed an interest not only in music, but he was also into breakdancing, and he was quite the star athlete. He married his high school sweetheart, and soon a baby would follow. But with money being hard to come by, young Christopher, he turned to food to help cope with the pressures of life. Throughout all this, he would continue to invest his time in his musical interests, and he began to build for himself quite a fan base. People regarded him for his unique flow as well as Puerto Rican pride, and on top of that, he had a killer sense of humor. Well, this soon caught the attention of another Bronx rapper by the name of Fat Joe, and together the two would become a duo larger than life. Big Pun found success quickly, not only within the Latino community, but throughout America. But the pressure of fame and access to money only fueled his food addiction. His weight actually skyrocketed to the point where Fat Joe had to sit down with him and talk to him about his obesity. And when you have a man by the name of Fat Joe telling you have a problem, well, it's pretty serious.
And even though I discovered Big Pun, the truth is he taught me how to make hit records.
My name's Michael McCrudden, documenting the life and career of the legendary Big Pun, here for you on Before They're Famous. Now, you guys requested this video. I hope you enjoy it. Be sure to let me know in the comments down below who you want to hear about next. Also, please leave your condolences for the departed down below.
Dear fat people.
No, Nicole Arbor, this is not the time or place. Unless you want to get popped. Let's just forget that ever happened and roll the intro.
Trying to make history again. We already made history. First Latinos to go platinum in hip hop, you know? Now we're about to take it to the next level. What's the deal?
Christopher Lee Rios was born in the Bronx, New York on November 10th, 1971, to parents of Puerto Rican descent. His early years were very difficult, including witnessing his mother's drug abuse and his father's death. Now, while the guy did do good at school and was also involved in the school's athletics, in fact, he could have been the captain of the football team. But his turbulent home life, it would have forced him to move out of his home on his own at the age of 15, and that would lead him to drop out of high school. Now, during this period, he was sometimes homeless, but that wasn't going to stop Christopher from making something of himself. He took over his own education and was an avid reader. It was around this time he became interested in breakdancing as well as rapping, and he began penning his own lyrics. At this time, Christopher was still an average-sized guy, weighing in at around 180 pounds. But soon, the pressures of life, they would begin to mount. Him and his high school sweetheart, Liza, they would welcome a child, followed by two others. And Big Pun, well, he would find comfort in food.
We've crash landed on an uncharted planet. There's something out there.
Sorry about that, people.
Damn.
At the age of 19, his luck changed after he received a settlement from the state of New York for an accident he had as a child in a city playground. Now, for the first time in his life, he had access to money, so this allowed him to invest more into his music, but at the same time, it also allowed him to indulge in his addictions to food.
I was eat a lot, so I kept this appetite, but now I'm not working no more. Now I'm same appetite, but I'm in my car all day, you know what I mean?
After a span of just 3 short years, his weight it ballooned to that of almost 400 pounds. While raising a family, he was still busy in the rap game, going under the alias of Big Moon Dog. He soon formed the underground rap group known as Full Eclipse with rappers Lyrical Assassin, Joker Jams, and Tomb. Big Moon Dog, now he made a whole lot of recordings with the group in the early 90s, but sadly, none of them were ever released. Although on the days of YouTube, I'm sure someone put them somewhere. I just couldn't find him. Now, his size, it certainly made him stand out from the group, but it was his complex rhyme, sense of humor, and ability to rap for a long time without taking a breath that cauut everyone's attention.
Carving my initials on your forehead, so every night before bed you see the BP shut off the forehead. First rap, nigga with the first rap, see it work out.
Inspired by a comic book character, he took the name Big Punisher. Now, as if Big Moon Dog, weighing over 300 pounds, wasn't intimidating enough, well, the Big Punisher would certainly get the job done. Now, Big Punisher, or Big Pun, he finally caught his big break in 1995 when he met up with fellow Puerto Rican rapper Fat Joe, who was so impressed by his talent, he got him on his track, Watch Out.
I caught some bloody bath to make my buddies laugh and gig. My nutty rap will live as long as I'm a nasty kid.
Now, the two large men, they were turning a whole lot of friends and also building up for themselves quite the reputation. In fact, that's when Fat Joe decided to invite Big Pun to join his terror squad, which was made up with other Latino artists. Fat Joe even helped negotiate Big Pun's contract with Loud Records. In 1997, Big Pun had his first hit, I'm Not a Player, and it quickly rose up the rap charts, peaking at number 3. In 1996, Big Pun, he began recording his debut album, Capital Punishment, and there was an audio engineer there who kept telling him about this other artist known as Nobody. So Big Pun decided to listen to some of his work. Unprofessional? Sure. But did it get the point across, and was he talented? Definitely. That's when Big Pun brought him in and they remixed his hit song. That's when I'm Not a Player turned into Still Not a Player, and that song, well, it would break through to mainstream success.
Yo, I'm still not a player, but you still a hater. Elevator to the top. See you later.
Capital Punishment was released in 1998. It featured cameos by rappers Wyclef Jean and Busta Rhymes. It became the first album by a solo Latino rapper to go platinum, making it to the top spot on the R&B hip-hop albums charts, and was nominated for Best Rap Album at the 1999 Grammys.
Take it away from the Republicans and reverse capital punishment, you know what I'm saying? Minorities the majority, you know what I mean?
Unfortunately, it would lose out to Jay-Z's Volume 2, Hard Knock Life. I guess not, unfortunately, for some, but we're talking about Big Pun here, so you're probably a Big Pun fan. And it's hard. I like Big Pun stuff better. I like players better than children. Anyway, let's get back to this video. Now, in a short time, Big Pun, he established for himself a substantial fan base in the hip-hop community, especially with Puerto Ricans. He would often rap about his native land, and he would also drape himself in the Puerto Rican flag. And people just loved it. The guy was a hero.
One of the lines that made the song so famous is when I go Boricua, Morena, and what Boricua means Puerto Rican and black woman.
But shortly after the album's release in April of 1998, Big Pun was ordered by a doctor to rest for 2 weeks after he showed signs of exhaustion while on the promotional trail.
I'm exhausted, I had a heart attack. I mean, I was dying. Yeah, I was like, oh, man, we do more shows and then we rap.
But Big Pun, not wanting to slow down when things were getting hot, he began collaborating with other artists, including DJ Clue, Pete Rock, and Jennifer Lopez. Working with the Terror Squad, which by now had also brought on most of the members from Full Eclipse, they released an album titled The Album in 1999. Now, this album would actually go on to make no money at all. It was a commercial flop, but it was well received critically. This was meant to be the platform on which the other Terror Squad artists, well, they would go solo. But things didn't work out as planned. On top of this, Big Pun's weight and eating habits were a source of constant arguments between the rapper and his friends. They were all worried about his well-being, and this drove Big Pun to eat in secrecy. It finally got to a point where Fat Joe decided to sit down and have a talk with him, a heart-to-heart, before the man's heart exploded. Seriously, though.
He felt like, yo, I'm double platinum, I'm rich, I'm the biggest nigga in the world. I'm going to be in the hospital, niggas seeing me in the hospital. So Pun ain't really believing going to the doctor.
In 1999, the rapper attended a weight loss camp at Duke University in hopes of getting healthy again. He was able to lose 100 pounds before convincing his friends and family to take him out early and bring him back to New York. But once he got back home, he put on that weight as quickly as he had lost it.
So then he came out, and Kentucky Fried Chicken was talking to him.
Now, just getting around and handling the day-to-day life became a challenge for Big Pun because of his size. Regardless, whenever he took the stage to perform, he would still wow audiences. Big Pun was scheduled for a Saturday Night Live appearance with Jennifer Lopez and Fat Joe to perform the song Feelin' So Good. That was in February of 2000, but he canceled because he was not feeling well. Now, 2 days after this event, he was staying at the Crown Plaza Hotel in New York with his family. Their house was under renovation, and all of a sudden he had difficulties breathing and he collapsed. He was taken to a hospital in White Plains, New York, but sadly paramedics were unable to revive him. On February 7, 2000, at only the age of 28, Big Pun was pronounced dead from a heart attack and respiratory failure. Now, press materials, they often claim that the rapper was at a weight of 400 pounds, but the actual autopsy, it concluded that he was weighing 698 pounds. On top of this, his heart, well, it also become enlarged to the size 3 times bigger than the average heart. After his passing, he was cremated a few days later. The hip-hop and Latino communities mourned the passing of one of their stars. Thousands of fans attended his wake in the Bronx following his death. To honor him, a local sign painting company made a large mural about him on a building in his neighborhood. His second album, titled Yeah Baby, was completed after his death and released the same year. It earned a gold record status within 3 months of its release, followed by a greatest hits and collab album titled Endangered Species. Now, his widow, she fell on hard times financially following his passing. She also claimed that she received very little royalties from the albums released following his passing. That's why in 2005, she decided to auction off his medallion from the Terror Squad, hoping to bring in a little bit of revenue.
Where's the money?
His own close friend, Fat Joe, well, he would also go through his own mourning, and it would be an eye-opening experience for him to kind of drop some weight, take his health seriously, and, well, he shed a whole bunch of pounds. Although, he's still known as Fat Joe.
That means you're too fat and you should stop eating.
Nicole Arbor! This is not the time or the place. Anyway, guys, the rest of the story, well, it lives on in his music. My name is Michael McCrudden. Thanks for watching Before They Were Dead.
All right, y'all. That's it for this video. I'm out. Peace.